Okay, great. We'll start. Welcome, everybody. Today's Wednesday. We're in the second section. Today, we're going to be learning Step Back to Repulse the Monkey. Last week, we worked on from Embrace the Tiger to Fist Under Elbow. Big movement. Today, we're going to start learning how to step backwards. So you can see I have my tape here on the floor. I would like to also give a huge shout out to Dee Dee for helping us with the technical part of Zoom. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I'm looking at the screen. And my husband today put a television on our love seat so that I could see everybody. Well, not everybody, I could see 9 people. As he scrolls, then I'm able to see more people. So this is a great thing for me because one of the things that I miss so much in class is seeing everyone's faces. So, and before when I was teaching class, all I would see would be the back of the iPad. So now I actually get to see everybody's faces. So this is great. Okay, Kathy Borman, I see. Hi, okay. All right, so let's review what we've done. We've gone from cross hands, embrace the tiger to fist under elbow. So let's go ahead and review those ones. Okay. So I will go the same direction as you. Okay. So we'll start from here. Okay. So from cross hands, make sure you've got your body shape. Make sure your feet are shoulders width apart. Head is lifted up. Tailbones tucked down. Then we go to embrace the tiger. Return to mountain. So we're shifting and returning. Foot goes more than corner, less than straight. Shifting back, separate our arms, circle our arms, arms close, step. Then we go to brush knee and push. From here, we go to roll back. This is 1, and this is 2, and then we turn on 3. Press, we turn back, left palm touches right middle forearm. We expand out. Separating our arms to shoulders width, shift back, roll over a ball in front of the chest, and push forward. All right, make sure the outer part of your hands match the outside part of your shoulders, okay? Fist under elbow, shift back, flat your hands, turn like we're gonna go to single whip. And if you can, right foot now goes to 12 o'clock. Shifting back, then we go to ward off to pushing out to the side. Step to the corner, 1 line, 2 sides, then turn, rotate the arm, circle down the arm, make a fist, pivot, change your footwork to the heel, roll onto the heel, and punch. Keeping 70% of your weight in the back, looking straight forward. Okay? Okay. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Okay, from here. All right, cross hands. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. Separating, circling, step, brush knee, and push. Roll back. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Press. Turn back. Push forward. Push. Separate your arms to shoulders width. Shift back. Roll over a ball in front of the chest. Push back up to shoulder height. Fist under elbow. Shifting back. Flat your hands. Turn. Shift back. Ward off to push. Step. Ward off. Rotate. Grab, pulling downward, circling down with the left arm. Change your footwork to an empty stance using your heel and punch. Okay, all right. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that everybody's doing is, and Cheryl had asked this question last week to close the class. When we go into our final position of fist under elbow, we should look like this. Okay, so when you go to punch, try not to turn your shoulders, try not to turn to the left. Keep your shoulders just where they are, okay, just where they are, and then just lift up and punch. So your shoulders will be open towards the corner area. So your shoulders should not be square. If you notice your shoulders going square, you're going to notice that your knee, your right back knee is going to come in. We need to make sure that the hip joint stays open. So keep your quad open. Your quad and knee directions will follow your right foot direction. Click on your
Active speaker.
active speaker, Barbara, and it should make me in the bigger picture. Yes, no? Okay. All right. So let's try that again. Let's try that. We'll start from cross hands. Okay. So from here, embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. Shifting back. Circle back. Step. Brush knee. Push. Roll back. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Press. Turn back. Left palm touches middle forearm. Expand out. Separate your arms to shoulders width. Shift back. Roll over a ball in front of the chest. Push back upward. Fist under elbow. Shifting back, flat your hands. Turn. Shifting back. Ward off to push. Step. 1 line, 2 sides to the corner. Ward off. Turn. Grab and pulling down. Now you're going to notice your shoulders are towards the corner. Keep them at the corner as you lift up and punch. Okay, how are we doing? Anybody have it? Okay, good, good. We've got these things going on. Yes, yes, yes. Can you scroll, Michael? Yes, yes. Anybody have any questions?
Nancy, I have a question. Susie.
Okay. Susie.
Okay. So position of the left hand at the completion of fist under elbow. Am I pointing to, is it pointing to 9 o'clock or more toward the corner?
Your arm position? Your arm position should be towards the 9 o'clock direction, and your fingertips should be pointing upward. But I don't want you like this. I don't
Okay.
So you need to kind of seat your hand a little bit and have your fingers point upward. This is what we call a lifting hand, a lifting arm. Okay.
But it's pointed toward 3 o'clock, even though my chest is toward the corner. My shoulders are toward the corner.
Yes. Okay. So say for instance, okay, if we go like into an empty stance to the straight direction like you were, and when you have your arms up to kick, you know how we go to kick, and see how my left arm is, have your arms up as you go to kick, okay? That left arm is in that same position. It's just now you've got your fist, and your left arm will be a little bit more lifted, a little bit more bent.
Okay.
So, you know, when we go to kick, how our arm is in line with our leg, it's in that same position, that same direction. It's just now, instead of being more open, like this position, well, let me go, this position, let me see. This position,
Just do the real one.
then we're more like this. Instead of being like this, we're more like this. So when we kick, we're more like this, but in fist under elbow, this is a little bit more bent. But it's not straight up and down. It's still got a curve, but not as much of a curve. So we're like this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, any other questions? These are very good detailed questions. Okay, all right. So No questions? Then let's go on to step back and repulse the monkey. Oh boy, we get to go backwards now. Okay, so we're going to be taking 3 steps back. Now I have my blue tape on the floor here for a particular reason, is because we're going to be going into empty stances. And we're going to be doing it 3 times. And each time we step, we must make sure that we do not, gosh, I feel like that we do not cross our footwork. All right. So, so here we are at fist under elbow. So my one heel's on one side, the other heel's just on the other side of that line. Okay. Now I have to take weight off the front foot. I've got 30% off on my left foot. So now I got to rock back on my heel edge. I'm going to pick up my left foot and I'm going to step with my right toe. Then I'm going to put my left foot all the way on the floor, but when I do, I'm going to bend my right knee. So I'm just going to put enough weight on that foot just so that I can put it on the floor, but keep the weight in the front leg. Then as I shift my weight back, I'm going to push from my front foot, my right foot. I'm going to push back. When I do, I'm going to turn my body to the left and I'm going to pivot on the right heel. And now I'm in another empty stance. Now I'm in a right heel empty stance. So your left foot should not cross the line. Your right foot should not cross the line as well. Okay. All right. So let's try that again. Here we are at fist under elbow. We're in an empty stance using our heel. One heel's on one side, the other heel's on the other side. Okay. We have to take the weight off the front leg. So we're going to rock back on the heel edge. Pick up your left foot, touch with your toe. Put your whole foot on the floor and bend your right knee. But don't move too much weight back. Keep the weight, most of the weight in your forward leg. We're just bending so that we can reach the floor. Then shift your weight back. Push back with the front leg and pivot with the right heel. So now the right foot points straight. Left foot should be 45 degrees. When you look down at your feet, you should not cross your feet. So put your right foot all the way on the floor. Slide it straight back. Are you clearing your supported left foot? I don't want you too far away from your foot, and I certainly don't want your feet crossed. So we want to be just right. How are we doing? Yes? Okay. All right. So let's try that again. Left empty stance using the heel. All right. Rock back. Go on your left heel edge. Pick up your left foot. Touch with your toe. Put your left foot on the floor, bend your right knee, but don't move too much of your weight back. Now move your weight back, turn and pivot. So now your shoulders are maybe a little bit more than corner direction, just slightly a little bit more than corner. Okay, now from here, we have to release the right foot, just like we did with the left foot. So I'm gonna rock back on my heel edge. I'm going to pick up my right foot and I'm going to touch with my toe. Then I'm going to put my right foot on the floor, bending my left knee. Shifting my weight back, turn, pivot. Are you clearing your feet? Can you see that you're not too far away from the tape? Okay, or from the center, okay? All right, rock back on your left heel edge. Pick up your foot, touch with the toe, put your foot all the way on the floor, shift your weight back, pivot on the right heel, turn your hips. What makes your leg turn, your front leg turn, are your hips, okay? Okay, let's try that again from the start. How are we doing? Yes? Okay. All right, left empty stance using the left heel. Shift weight back, pick up your left foot, touch with your toe. Put your foot on the floor. Shift weight back, turn, pivot. Rock back, touch with your toe. Put your foot on the floor. Shift weight back, turn, pivot. Rock back, touch with your toe. Put your foot on the floor. shift, weight back, turn, pivot. Okay. Okay, all right, so everybody stop. One of the common mistakes people make, can I see myself, Mike? One of the common mistakes people make, and I'll go this direction, okay, is they'll do this. They'll rock back and then they'll touch the toe, and now I'm standing up. See how, okay. See how this leg is bent? When I shift my weight back, when I rock back on my heel edge, try not to do this. Don't stand up, okay? Keep your knee bent as you bring this foot in and you step. Then when you put your foot on the floor, try not to do this with your weight. See how I kind of shifted my weight back? What I want you to do is touch. When you put your foot on the floor, my front leg is going to help get it on the floor by bending, okay? Then I'm going to shift my weight back. I'm going to push back with my front leg, and I'm going to pivot on the heel, turn my hips, and now I'm in another empty stance using my right foot instead of the left foot, okay? All right, so everybody, let's try that. This is gonna kind of be a workout for your legs. If you get a little bit too tired, go ahead and stop, okay? This is not, you know, a contest of how long you can do this, okay? All right, so from here, rock back. Keep your right knee bent. Pick up your left foot, step. Put your foot on the floor, bend your front knee. Okay, but most of your weight is still on the front leg. Push your weight back. Turn your hips to the left and pivot on the right heel. Okay, all right, stay like this. Rock back on your right heel edge. Pick up your foot. Step with the toe. Put your whole foot on the floor by bending your front knee. Shift your weight back, turn, pivot. Rock back on your heel edge, pick up your foot, step. Put your foot on the floor, shift your weight back, turn, pivot. How's this?
Question?
Yes.
Yeah, so the question is, when you say rock back, how much of that is also pushing back with that foot? And how much is just shifting your weight back by releasing it towards the back?
Okay, that's a really good question. All right, so Pierre, I'm going to ask you this question. Tai Chi is based on what theory?
Yin-yang theory.
Okay, all right. So keeping that in mind, we have 30% of the weight forward, 70% of the weight back, all right? So how do we show Tai Chi? If we were in a bow stance, how do we show Tai Chi? How do we show yin and yang with our legs? We rock back and forth. We just do this, right? We're rocking back and forth. Okay, so the front leg is pushing back, the back leg is slightly pushing forward, and so the front knee goes from bent to straight, the back knee goes from bent to straight, straight to bent, okay? All right, when we're here in this empty stance, we still have to rock, okay? So you're gonna have this pushing back from the front leg because we're now going the opposite direction than when we came into the empty stance. We're going from the heel to the heel edge. So we have to rock back. When we get to the heel edge, you can pick up this foot and you can step. Then when you put your foot down on the floor, bending the front knee slightly, then pushing from the front foot, push and turn and pivot. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, although the one thing is when I've already gone halfway back, I'm on the heel edge, I can actually get additional pressure by lifting my front toes. Is that what you're doing?
Front toes. I'm not using my.
Yeah. So let's say I'm starting in fist under elbow. I step back with the left leg. I straighten my right foot, so it's now pointing forward. To go back, do I pick up my toes to push it back?
Do you pick up your toes? Yes. Your foot will stand up slightly. Yes,
Right,
because
but I guess the question is, am I standing it up by essentially flexing my ankle? Or is it just coming up naturally as my weight shifts back?
yes. The latter.
Thank you.
Yes. Just like
Got it.
happens when we go into a bow stance. What does the front part of my foot do when I'm putting weight on it? Does it do something special, or does it just accommodate as I'm going forward? It's the same thing as going forward. It's the same thing going back. So the front part of the foot isn't really doing very much, but I encourage you to watch Holly Sweeney Hillman's video, because there's this band, okay, on the foot that stretches and releases, okay, or we call store and release. So there'll be times when that band will stretch more than others. So as we're coming back, we're stretching a little bit more, and then we're releasing it so we can pick up the foot. So so try not to do anything different with your toes. Just let your foot just respond naturally to the movement, to the motion, and you should be okay. Yeah, good question.
Nancy, I have a question.
Okay.
Marion here. When you step back, about how far are you trying to move either leg back? It looks like you've got a pretty good stretch, and that's normally what I do, but I don't know, like, what should I be aiming for? Balance, stretch as far as I can and keep my balance? Because I know it's a defensive move. You're trying to get away from somebody.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Okay.
so
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Marion. How far forward do you step out for your bow stance?
I try to step in a natural position from my knee, like a comfortable place.
Uh-huh. Okay, so your leg will tell you how far forward it can extend
Right.
when you extend your heel out in front
Right.
without weight. Okay, so we are not assigning weight yet. Once you assign weight, then that's it. Okay, so
Right.
so in martial arts, there's a term called double weighted. So
Right.
what I want you to do when you step out is to assign weight. Once you assign weight, then you've become double weighted. You can no longer shift your weight back and easily pick up your foot. The same thing when we're going backwards, okay?
Okay.
When we're going backwards, when you rock back and pick up this foot and you just extend it out, you should still be able to pick it up, okay? We're gonna count this out. This is gonna be 1, and this is gonna be 2. When you're at 2, now we are planted. Now we are rooted on the floor. Then we go to 3, we pivot and we turn. So to answer your question, you should do what your body does in a natural state without overextending yourself. So by overextending yourself, meaning if when I rock back and I step and this is too far. This is too far. Now my leg is overextended. You should be able to tell the difference between a natural step, which if you just let your legs swing back, this will tell you about as far as you can go.
I think I've gotten in the habit of overextending my retreating leg because I just do the movement smoothly and assume that I am going through it easily, but I will work on that.
Yeah, it's easy to do, especially if you're doing it in other parts of your life.
Yeah. It's a constant refrain, but thank you.
Yes. So the thing we have to kind of keep in mind is our body tells us what it can do naturally. All right. And when we first start doing Tai Chi, when we extend our foot out in front, we may say to ourselves, oh my gosh, this is such a baby step. I should be stepping here. But if you notice that when you adjust your step from here to here, something happens to this top part of your body because now you're reaching. So your state of balance now starts going backwards. So if you keep your body upright and you extend your leg. This is as far forward as your leg can go in a natural state. The same thing when we're here in our empty stance. Even though we're moving back, we still have our torso up and down, right?
Okay.
Because we don't want to do this. We
Right.
don't and lean, okay? We don't want to lean too far forward because then that'll affect our balance. That's going to affect your supported leg muscles, you know, and things like that. So we try to be aware of what our body's doing at a given time in space so that we don't overextend ourselves. We make sure that we're in correct body alignment, correct body posture.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
you know, if you're in this position and you extend your heel out in front, or if you step in the back, keeping this tree pose, then this is your body saying this is good, okay? If you notice that when you step back, now you're motioning your weight back, your weight is starting to shift in the back, then you've gone too far.
Okay, thank you. I have been going too far back.
And
Thank
don't just say no,
Okay.
okay?
Nancy, I think Veronica might have had a question. Veronica, did you have a question?
Yes, so when you are straightening up your foot, your whole body, I mean your quad turns toward the corner where your left foot is angling it, right?
Right.
Got it. Oh, thank you.
Nicely said.
Well, I'm learning these words.
Okay, so Veronica, how do you identify the quad? Okay, so you're going like this.
Yeah, this part right between, like my groin area.
Yes, exactly right. So that's kind of a nicer way. The Chinese have a nicer way of saying the groin
Yes,
area
they do.
as saying the quad, but it means the hip joints. The hip joints, we have to make sure that the hip joints stay open because this is going to allow for more flexibility with the middle and upper body.
I know. I appreciated when you sat on the floor the other day and let your knees fall to the ground. I mean, I thought, oh my gosh, wonderful, Nancy.
Well, that's your.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions on this? Kelly.
Hey, Nancy.
Kelly.
So when we step back and we place the foot down, does the hip open slightly? Because here, when we're facing forward, the hips are to the corner. We step back, and it seems like when we place the foot, the hip kind of goes in the straight direction. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that is fair to say. Yes, it turns a little bit.
Thank you.
Yes. So now we're kind of square. And then when we shift our weight back, then it turns. Yes.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And please make sure that when you step, that your back foot now is going to be, your front foot is going to become the back foot. Back foot's going to become the front foot. So we know that the back foot always points where? 45 degrees, right? So we need to make sure that this back foot is at a 45-degree angle so that when you are in your final empty stance, that you have your front foot straight and your back foot 45 degrees, okay? All right, so let's try this one more time. We'll step back 3 times, okay? Starting with the left heel. Okay. 1, shift weight back, step. 2, put your foot on the floor. 3, shift back, turn, pivot. 1, pick up your foot, touch the floor. 2, put your foot on the floor. 3, shift your weight back, turn, pivot. 1, shift back, step. Put your foot on the floor. 2, shift your weight back, turn, pivot, number 3. How are we doing on spacing between your feet? Good job. Good job, Kelly. I can see your feet really good. Okay, all right, right on, Marion. I got 2 thumbs up. Okay, all right, so let's talk about the upper body. Okay, so here we are at fist under elbow. I'll go your mirror image. Okay, so fist under elbow, we look like this, right? Okay, so the right arm. I'm going to assume a lot of you have already taken the first section, already know the first section. If we just look at this right arm fist is going to open and we're going to swing back. Okay, so from here we're going to swing. And when we swing, it's going to not go to the corner. It's going to go not straight to the 3 o'clock direction or 6 o'clock direction. It's going to go a little bit beyond that. Okay, then it's going to come to the shoulder and then it's going to go straight out. So from here, with our fist, we're going to swing down, out to the side. Bend your elbow, hand is in front of your shoulder. Then we're going to turn and we're going to strike. And we're going to use the palm heel. Remember, using your palm heel. So don't have your hand flat, have it turn a little bit because we're leading with the heel. Okay? Now, this front arm, top arm, is going to rotate palm facing up as the right arm circles down. This is 1. 2, right hand comes to the shoulder, left arm stays where it is. Now on 3, we're going to turn our body. When we turn our body, the right arm comes forward and the left arm comes back. The left arm comes back and it's going to be at the lower hip joint. So not at the top, at the lower hip joint. So we have more of this rounded arm position. Yep. Okay. So palm facing up, the bottom hand, right hand is now striking. Okay. Now the left arm circles. Circle, right arm comes up. Rotates palm facing up. Bend your left arm. Left hand now at the shoulder. Then turn the body. Left arm forward, right arm back. Is your right hand at your lower hip? All right. Right arm swings, left arm rotates. Don't swing too far back. Remember, it's kind of not really to the side, just a little bit more to the side. Then bend your elbow. Then right arm forward, left arm back. So the arms should be pretty simple. Okay, so let's try it with our feet. Okay, so here we are at fist under elbow. I'll go your same direction. Okay. We're in an empty stance. Your left foot should be forward. Right foot in the back. Veronica, change your stance. Okay. All right. From here, we go to 1. Rotate the top arm, swinging down the bottom arm, and step. This is 1. 2, put your foot on the floor. Bring your hand to your shoulder. 3, turn your body, pivot, and strike. Okay. Now we go to 1 again. Left hand circles down. Right arm rotates, palm facing up, and we step. Put your foot on the floor. Left hand to the shoulder. Turn, pivot, strike. 3, we go to 1. Rotate and swing. And step. 2, put your foot on the floor. Right hand to the shoulder. 3, turn, pivot. Okay, let's try it again. From here. I'll be your mirror image. Okay. Repulse the monkey 1. Swing, step. Is your left palm up? Don't go too far back. 2, put your foot on the floor. Right hand now at the shoulder. 3, turn, pivot. 1, swing, step. 2, put your foot on the floor. Left hand to the shoulder. 3, turn, pivot. 1, swing, step. 2, put your foot on the floor. Right hand to the shoulder. 3, turn, pivot. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We're looking pretty good here. Okay. All right, so try it again from here. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, swing. 2, foot on the floor, hand at the shoulder. 3, turn, pivot, strike. 1, swing, step. Put your foot on the floor, hand at your shoulder, turn, pivot, 3, strike. 3, swing, step. This is 1, 2, foot on the floor. 3, turn, pivot, strike. How's this? Okay, Cindy giving me 2 thumbs up. I like that. Okay. All right, Marion. Okay. All right, very good. Anybody have any questions on this? Ooh, this is a big movement, huh? Not really that big, but you know, it's just, it takes a lot of coordination. Okay, so what are some of the common mistakes people make with this movement? Okay, they'll go like this. 1. See, now my weight's already in the back. Then this is 2, and then this is just 3. This is just turning and pivoting. There's no shifting the weight back, okay? So remember, when you first do this, when you swing this arm, we swing and rotate this arm at the same time, and now the majority of my weight is still in my front leg. I put my foot on the floor and bring my arm in. My majority of the weight is still in the front leg. Then push back, turn, pivot, strike. Okay, yeah, okay, so Michael reminded me. So what I want you to think about is somebody's here in front and they come to punch towards you. So we connect with their wrist. Then we follow them as they're coming in. So we allow people to do what they want to do. We just go with the flow. So now we grab their wrist as they're coming forward, and then we're going to hit them in the chest. Okay? So what we're doing is the first thing I always want you to think about in Tai Chi as it relates to a martial art is we first must connect. Okay? So the punch is coming, we connect. Okay? We connect. Then we follow, we're following them. Then from here, now we pull them in and we hit them in the chest. So that's the repulse the monkey part, you know, and so that's what we're doing. We're connecting, we're pulling in, and we're hitting, we're striking them. And if you can, we strike in the middle part. If not, strike wherever your hand goes, okay? All right, so let's try this one more time. We're like this. All right, step back. There's 3 of them. Veronica, your other arm. Okay, left leg in front. Left leg in front. There you go. All right, step back and repulse the monkey. 1, we go to 1. 2, hand at your shoulder. You haven't shifted your weight back yet. You're still in the forward position. 3, now shift back, turn, pivot. That's right. 2, swing, step. Put your foot on the floor, left hand now at your shoulder, but keep your weight in the forward position. 3, turn, pivot, strike. That's right. Okay, 3, we go to 1, 2, 3, turn, pivot. Okay, this looks much better. All right, anybody have any questions on this? It's really fun going backwards. Okay, all right, so let's take this from Embrace the Tiger and we'll go all the way through the 3 Repulse the Monkeys, okay? Okay, so here we are at cross hands. Make sure you have your body shape and head is up, arms, elbows pulling from the elbows to the shoulders, crossing your arms in the mid-forearm, looking straight forward. All right, embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. Shifting, turning, shifting back, separate your arms, circle your arms, step, brush knee, push. Roll back, 1, 2, 3, press, turn back, press forward, push, separate, shift back, roll over a ball and push. Fist under elbow, back, turn, back, ward off to push, step, ward off, grab, pulling down, make your fist, change your footwork, lift up and punch. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, and 3. How's that? Yes? Oh, both Cheechin and Bella say you guys did fabulous. They're very excited to tell you how fabulous you look, okay? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, Bella's saying no one has any questions because you guys have done so well. All right, so your job this week is to practice repulse the monkey. Make sure your weight distribution is correct, okay? Don't shift back your weight too soon. Make sure that you're shifting your weight on 3, okay? So the majority of the weight still stays in the forward leg. Remember when you're circling, okay, circling your arms, then we do this swing and then sit and then we strike, okay? So we connect, we grab, and then we pull in and we strike, okay? So then next week, if everything goes well, we should be doing diagonal flying, big movement, okay? So if you have any questions between now and next week, feel free to send us an email. We'll be more than happy to help you if you need help, okay? All right, so we'll close class.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you, Nancy.
much. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
You're welcome, Brian. Thank you.
Recording
Okay.
stopped.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dee Dee.
You're welcome.
Dee Dee, can you hear me? This is Judy.
Yes, I can.
Dee Dee, I had a lot of trouble getting into the meeting because I was being asked, you know, those pictures where you have to identify the buses or the cars or something.
Hey, wait a minute. I need to get where I can hear you. Say it again.
You know, the entry pictures where you have it, like they say, tap all the cars or all the stoplights or all the buses. You know, to get in, I was given that kind of page where it said, verify all the cars or all the stoplights.
Oh, that's really weird.
And I had to go through about 7 of them. I couldn't seem to, evidently, I don't know if I wasn't answering correctly or what. I was on an iPad and I don't know if that made a difference.
I don't know. The people with iPads haven't been talking about that.
No, I haven't had it before.
Okay, well, I don't know if it was an anomaly or not, but I thought I would ask you because I was beginning to think I couldn't ever answer one of those questions correctly and to be able to get in. I honestly don't know if I was getting them wrong or what, but.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's,
Okay.
that's the alternate to check this box if you're not a robot.
I had to do that too.
You did it like a robot, though.
I guess I wasn't very trustworthy today.
I guess not. I guess
All
that's
right.
really
Well,
interesting.
anyway,
You were re-registering then, right?
What? Yeah, because I didn't have, I used an old, I thought I was using an old link, the old message, but I just guess I was re-registering.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's probably what happened is that you were re-registering and so you kind of had to prove your bona fides as a real person again.
It knew who I was. I mean, it fills in all the stuff for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Well, no matter. That's okay. Thanks, Nancy.
So So
sorry.
I'm gonna leave the meeting on, and maybe I see that Linnea is still here. Maybe I can help work with her while she's here.
Okay, all right.
Um,
So go ahead
Or
and
we
take-
may get on the phone together too. Are you all done, Nancy?
I am.
Okay.
Okay,
Then-
so we'll go ahead and, do we have to log off?
You should be
No.
able to leave without ending the meeting.
Okay, all right, so we'll leave the meeting and then you can end the meeting.
And Linnea, if it, for by some reason, it stops right away or something, then just give me a call because you have my phone number. And we'll
He
launch
still
it.
says it's, I think he still says it's recording.
Oh, it is. I thought I stopped it.
So, you can push leave meeting. Instead of end meeting, push leave.